heat that's yet to come.
They will definitely do that. We have some powerhouses in this heat, and with this particular event, I think we're definitely going to see some spoilers. So let's take a look at it real quick. The first part of this event, the first event of this dual event, dual two-piece event, I guess, is going to be a 3-2-1 rep scheme of legless rope climbs, 15-foot legless rope climbs, 285-pound squat cleans, and then a 100-pound dumbbell squat snatch, and that's the reps are going to be on both sides. So in our set of 3, you have to do 3 on the one side as well as 3 on the other side. What we have seen is that this very small rep-setted workout is seriously doing damage to guys when they come into that second round. Everyone's flying through the first round, not a big deal, but that second round is much more surprising to them than they think.
1, go.
Heat 2 underway, 3 legless rope climbs, 15 feet in the air. We have some pretty fast-moving guys on the left part of the rig, as 2 reps are already done for Nick Del Gran. No surprise there with that athlete.
He's been doing amazing this whole time, but I have to look right next to him, though, with Kenny Leverage. Anything gymnastics and weird kind of setups like this, he does really well, and he's got a very funky flexibility. Again, looks pretty unassuming for the strength that he has, but I love watching him lift and throw weights around.
Leverage to the bar, Kevin Schutz, Chase Smith, all done with their first rep. Chase Smith in the black and striped shorts. Kevin Schutz up to his left. Elijah Muhammad's on the barbell. You know he can't wait for that. Leverage will get his 3rd rep, so Leverage is going to move forward along with Smith just behind. So Kenny Leverage started quick. Elijah Muhammad making easy work of that 285 pounds, but Kenny Leverage has got himself a 2-rep lead as they will move to 3 single-arm dumbbell snatches of the 100 pounds, although Elijah Muhammad's no stranger to some overhead work.
Both these athletes look so strong with that dumbbell. They're making this 100-pound dumbbell make it look like it's 25 pounds.
Now you think Elijah Muhammad would excel at this legless rope climbs, making himself most famous from that Southeast performance, but not today because they have actually taken away what he's good at, and that's jumping about 17.5 feet in the air and touching the crossbeam. Now they can't. They actually have to lift their feet off the floor before they start. Elijah Muhammad first to the rope, Kenny Leverage behind him, so Elijah was moving on to his 2nd rep, and we've seen a lot of athletes push a little bit too fast on this set of 2 as Daniel Petro and Lucas Parker are side by side in their 3 reps for dumbbell snatches. Your leaders back on the rig, onto their legless climbs as Daniel Petro and Lucas Parker are working through their dumbbell snatches. Elijah Muhammad is done and moving forward to the bar in the black Killcliff shirt and camo 2-pood shorts. 285 pounds on the bar, 2 reps to go. Elijah will get his rep up left. Kenny Leverage will get his rep. These guys are basically wearing opposite colors, black and green. Elijah Muhammad, 2 reps done.
Both these guys are making these weights look so light. Very cool, calm, and collected as they move from one segment to the next segment.
Elijah Muhammad, 2 reps done on the right side. 2 more reps for the left. Kenny Leverage is 1 rep behind him. And this is where you'll see athletes push the pace just a little bit. 1 rope climb, 1 clean, and 1 dumbbell snatch on each side. As your leader, Elijah Muhammad, is trying to chase down the time by Richard Bolkin at 4:55. Just past the 3-minute mark, so if there's no mistakes here for Elijah Muhammad, he might set the new time to beat as well as Kenny Leverage.
And they went up the rope. They're going up the rope exactly at the same time. Elijah Muhammad decided to take a little bit of a chalk break, chalk those hands up, and look, his arms are starting to fail.
Kenny Leverage has a slight edge on Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad getting to the bar, although Kenny Leverage is done with his first clean, so Elijah Muhammad is going to have to move a little bit faster, and whoever gets to the dumbbell first will probably finish first. Leverage done, 1 rep on the right. One more rep on the left, and it's going to be a race across the finish line as Elijah Muhammad and Kenny Leverage are practically tied.
Wow.
Right around the 3-minute and 45-second mark, so both athletes battling back and forth, finishing right around at the same time.
And I think the timing that they had, the strategy, and the tempo that they had going through that entire rep set of the 3-2-1 was brilliant for both of them. They didn't push it too hard. You can see that Elijah Muhammad started to break down just a touch on those rope climbs, so if there was any more than one, he would have been in a bad situation.
A little over 90 seconds remaining. Lucas Parker, the bottom part of your screen, working through his dumbbell snatches, 100 pounds on that dumbbell. To his right, just behind in the USA shirt, Daniel Petro and Hudson Frick on his set of 2. For both athletes, actually, Daniel Petro is done, so he's on his final set, looking to see if he can get himself at least a 3rd place finish for this particular part of event number 6. So Petro is done.
And he is on the hop, heading back to close this out. Closes it out with less than a minute to go. There goes Tominski. He makes it.
Dan Tominski in the red will cross the finish line. Up left, Nick Dogran will cross up top right side of your screen. 30 seconds remaining.
Lucas Parker, known for lifting a lot of weight, also known for his warm-up routines. Every time he steps up to the bar, and he even did it right there, smacks his feet on the ground, big breath, and he yells, and then grabs the bar.
1 rep for Lucas Parker. And he'll make his way across the floor to close it out just ahead of the time as Hudson Frick and Nathan Bramlett are trying to finish, or Nathan Trevelyan, sorry. We'll take a 2-minute break, so we have a practical tie between Kenny Leverage and Elijah Muhammad right around that 3:50 mark. So we saw some athletes who struggled with 6.1 fare pretty well for 6.2. The struggle for the first one is more just you can't do it. So if you can't do it, you're really not exerting that much force. You're exhausting yourself to a certain extent, but muscle failure is a lot different feeling than muscle fatigue.
Totally, and that's what this next event's gonna be. These guys are gonna be faced with 50 reps of clean and jerk, so ground to overhead, with 115 pounds, which is not heavy for any of these athletes. But every time they drop the bar or they hesitate for longer than 3 seconds, they have to go back to the rig and do a rope climb. And we saw earlier with the women that we thought that if you went unbroken, you would have basically a flawless strategy. We saw that in Kalina Ladaris, but that didn't happen, where she actually came second in that heat off of one of the athletes that only broke 1 time. So I think that's actually going to be the better call. If you can have a nice big chunk of rep taken out in the beginning, say 30 reps, go back and keep yourself cool, calm, and collected on that. Don't waste a lot of energy. Go back and do your rope climb, come back, and then just turn it on. I think that's really going to help you out.
Competition floor is reset for the 50 clean and jerks at 115 pounds. 1 more heat waiting in the wings. The time to beat set by Jason Hogan, 5:07.
3, 2, 1, go.
Can anybody in heat 2 best that time? We will see as we are underway. 50 clean and jerks at 115 pounds.
And we look across the screen and we see a ton of very strong guys. Easy Muhammad right there, known for lifting a ton of heavy weight. This weight, 115 pounds, doesn't even register in what these guys lift on a regular basis as far as weight goes. And with these larger athletes and stronger athletes, I think that lulls them into a sense of feeling like this is going to be no big deal, so they get very sloppy with their movements. They use a lot of their back, their legs don't bend much, and I think that in the long run, that's going to end up hurting them. They need to be very smart about what they do. Daniel Petro, we know that he is a very ritualistic type of guy. He always comes in with a plan and will go exactly to that plan no matter what everyone else is doing around him. We saw that during the D-ball D-ball event, and he ended up having a great time there. He broke really early here, so we have to see if this is going to allow him to carry through with the rest of the field.
Daniel Petro in the forward part of your screen. Just behind him, Marcelo Bruno. Nathan Trevelyan, as well as Nick Hecht. Elijah Muhammad unofficially tying for first in event 6.1 with Kenny Leverage. Still working through his clean and jerk. Dan Tominski broke once, is back onto the bar just left of Elijah Muhammad. Kevin Schutz, upper right. So you have Dan Tominski, Elijah Muhammad, and Kevin Schutz, your top athletes in this, as Hudson Frick, no shirt, striped shorts, is making pretty quick work of this barbell. Marcelo Bruno, just middle of the pack, black shirt, gray shorts with the Batman insignia on his shirt, hit 30 repetitions for his first set. So he'll start on 32, as we are just 2 minutes into this event.
And he looks so strong right here, and this may be exactly what we were talking about. If he could keep it to that 30 and then 20, he's going to have an unbelievable time.
Marcelo Bruno in the center of the competition floor is 40 reps in, and he will take a break. So 10 more reps for Marcelo Bruno. He has time, but I don't know how too much time, with Elijah Muhammad doing work in the center of the competition floor, as well as Daniel Petro. He'll take a break.
Is anybody near the young man with the Batman shirt on his? He's got 10 more to go. Coming up on the 3-minute mark.
Elijah Muhammad taking a break. Going back to the rig, Marcelo Bruno, he's at 40 reps. He has 10 to go. No judges' hands in the air yet. So Marcelo Bruno, as we just passed the 3-minute mark, the time to beat 5:07 set by Jason Hogan in heat number 1, is definitely in jeopardy with 5 more reps to go. We called his name a few times in event number 5, and we'll call his name one more time for event 6.2. Marcelo Bruno, with one final rep, will win heat number 2, and with a short sprint across the floor, he'll stop it right around 3 minutes and 30 seconds for 50 clean and jerks.
Super, super impressive. He looks so strong. I honestly am surprised he broke twice. He looked like he had the capacity to break it only one time, but that was still impressive. I mean, he was able to keep himself up there, did not wait long on those rope climbs, got right back to the bar and just blasted him out.
3 minutes and 30 seconds is an incredible time when you think about how many reps he had to do along with the rope climbs.
Less than 2 minutes to go, guys. Less than 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes remaining. No athlete has finished just yet. Looking for the next hand in the air. Elijah Muhammad will break again. There we go, hand in the air for Chase Smith, but he'll drop at 45. Hudson Frick, bottom left, no shirt, dark shorts. Lucas Parker just to his right, trying to re-grip under that 5-second mark, and Hudson Frick, his judge's hand is in the air, and you can see him doing everything he can to hang on. He has 3 more reps to go, as he is at around the 4:40 mark. One final rep and a little bit of a re-grip, but just enough for Hudson Frick, and he'll finish right around 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Chase Smith is at 45, 2 reps to go. So Kenny Leverett up above him will finish right around the 5-minute mark, just behind. There you see Chase Smith. So 5 and 5:02, all 4 times underneath that time from Jason Hogan. So the new time to beat was actually set by Marcelo Bruno, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. So Leverett, 2 great finishes in 6.1 and 6.2, as Elijah Muhammad is just 3 reps away to close out his 2016 Wodapalooza campaign. Easy Muhammad is done, 20 seconds remaining, hand in the air for Dan Tominski, 2 more reps for him. Bottom middle part of your screen, Tominski final rep for him.
And we have
And his stroll to the finish line.
in 3, 2, 1, time.
And heat number 2 men are done. And if you could explain how the weekend's gone for these athletes, just looking at Kevin Schutt's finish that last single
And
rep.
I'm out. I am out.
And I'm out. Get the bar out of my hand and replace it with a beer. I'm just talking out loud. Maybe I'm projecting just a little bit. And we have one more heat remaining. But I tell you what, they have their work cut out for them, because the new time to beat for 6.2 is 3 minutes and 30 seconds set by Marcelo Bruno.
Just some stats here for Wodapalooza. We have representation from practically every single state and 21 countries across the world. Marcelo is from Chile. This is going to go down in Spanish with a quick translation. Marcelo, felicitaciones. Sé que te encanta levantar peso pesado, pero dime un poco de esta experiencia de competir aquí en Wodapalooza viniendo de Chile.
Es una experiencia asombrosa ser de Latinoamérica, ser de un país tan lejano y poder estar acá en los Estados Unidos tratando de hacer crecer a todo el crossfit de Latinoamérica es impresionante. Lo que más me llevo con cariño y asombro es la gente, el público que está acá y que viene a apoyar a todos los atletas hoy en día. Es impresionante, it's amazing.
In summary, he takes great pride to represent Latin America, but first and foremost, the most impacting thing for Marcelo is the fans.
Yes.
And all of you in the stands, put your hands together for Marcelo Bruno. Felicitaciones, hermano.
Muchas gracias.
Congratulations to Marcelo Bruno, and that's the beauty of this competition, Bill. We have 1,300 athletes represented here at Wodapalooza in 21 countries. Marcelo Bruno represents Latin America and Chile with a time of 3 minutes and 30 seconds for 6.2.
Unbelievable job, and he actually, we saw him through the weekend having some really amazing events, really amazing showing in those events, and it's great to see that Latin America is finally starting to get that level of athlete where they're going to come up and they're really going to start making a name for themselves. We've been waiting for that to happen.
Look for that name in